Morning, everyone.
Welcome.
Morning, Angie.
So let's just take a moment to get settled into your space, finding a way that is most appropriate for your body. And the best thing is that only you can know that. And so finding a way, maybe wiggling back and forth. And I think sometimes we get used to sitting in places, and that doesn't always mean that it's the most appropriate thing. So take a moment to really listen how today, at this time, what's the best way for your body? And we start with just noticing this connection to the earth, to our seat. To me, this is really the pre-first homecoming, that there's a consent that happens even here, where we just say yes, thank you. All of the ways that we muscle and hold our bodies upright, for just a little while, we consent to being held. And knowing that that's a choice. And so taking a few moments just to breathe here with this very tangible, very physical connection to the earth, this very real experience of being held. That isn't just a good idea, it's actually happening. And there's nothing special you have to do right now. You don't have to work harder or be better at something. You're just being held. And we practice again and again saying yes. And from this place, we start to call to our attention gratitude, the simple gratitude of this experience of being held. Yes, thank you. Thank you for holding me right now. Thank you for this community, that there are other people that come together where we practice together saying yes. And just taking a moment to reflect on all the ways that you are held right now. Starting with a simple gratitude. And sometimes that can be as simple as just, we're breathing right now. We have a body and we are breathing. And offering thanks to all the people who made this practice possible for us. All the ways and roads and journeys that took us to get to this practice today or in life. Here we are. And from here, we'll start to call in our first homecoming circle. So first we call in all of the teachers, mentors, guides, deities that have ever taught us or reflected back to us our own sense of goodness, who have taught us the clarity of love and compassion, courage and wisdom. Those teachers who stood behind you, who had your back, who saw you. Welcoming them in a circle around you, starting to warmly radiate this energy and experience of love, whatever that may be for you today. Maybe it's a warm light, maybe it's a very bright white light. Just inviting in all of these teachers, whether in a book, a teacher that you met, a first grade teacher, a guide, a deity, calling all these beings to join us in this first homecoming circle. And again, we just get to sit in the middle and say yes. Thank you. Allowing yourself to be curious for who shows up today. And then we invite in our second homecoming circle, all of the written words or spoken words or sung words or danced words, all of the words that have taught you about love, about clarity and wisdom, the words that sparked some new knowing inside of you, reminding you of who you are. These can be poems or songs, little ditties, dances, and just imagining this eclectic variety of all of the teachings that have ever cared for you, held you, to join in this circle of love around you. Maybe even remembering back to the first time you experienced these words. And imagining that they just come in so effortlessly and so joyfully for you. And next we call in our third homecoming. This is the homecoming of communities. Welcoming all the communities that have cared for us, that have seen us, that have loved us, but also the communities where we felt safe enough to also return that love. And these communities could be very temporary and momentary, or they could be communities that you've lived in for a long time. This also includes the spirit of the beloved community that maybe you have witnessed clearly, but maybe have not participated in yet. And the third homecoming in, we welcome in this beloved community. Communities that don't ask you to change or be different or be better, that see you and love you and just say yes. Yes. And next we call in our ancestors. And these can be our blood ancestors or our chosen ancestors, calling in the spirit of our ancestors, those that have loved us before they knew us, and the people behind them that loved them before they knew them, and behind them, and behind them. Ancestors that we know and that we will never know. The possibility that we could have been loved from the moment we were born, and through every moment, we welcome in our ancestors, those who are resourced and here to support us. And these ancestors may also include the ancestors on the land where you are living. Allowing yourself to be surprised. And as part of this, we also welcome all the lineages that we are a part of. Again, this long line of learning and love, this transmission of clarity and courage and wisdom, lineages of identity, of spiritual practice, of activism, lineages of teachers, anyone that has taught you, acknowledging that they had someone who taught them, who taught them, who taught them. And we call in all the lineages that we have been a part of, inviting them to join this circle of love that surrounds us. And next we call in the earth to join us. All of the places on this earth that have held us, that have invited us to call it home. All of the waterways, the rivers, the lakes, the trees. We invite in also this grounding quality of earth, this always supportingness, this presence that is always here with us. And next we invite in silence, that deep, deep quiet, that deep stillness. Like winter quiet. Just watching as this silence completely surrounds you, joining all of these circles of care around you, totally surrounding your whole body, inside of your body. But there is just this deep stillness and silence. Nothing special to do, just right here. And lastly, we invite in ourselves, every version, age, and part of ourselves, past, present, and future. The totality of who you are. All surrounding you. Nothing to show, nothing to hide. It's just you. And notice how all of these circles around you continue to glow in this warmth, this radiant love, this warm light, totally surrounding you, below you, above you, all of the sides, totally engulfing you. And watching as this light starts to permeate in through your body, through all your cells and your bones, your organs, all of those stuck places, the tight muscles, it just effortlessly moves through your whole being. This warm, spacious light. Again, we just say yes. And watch as this light starts to grow and grow, even just a little bit outside your body, slowly spreading, shining so bright in your room, in whatever dwelling you're in, touching the land that you're on, the homes around you. Allowing this light to be shared, to be seen, and to be as big as you would like it to be. allowing this light even to feed all of those beings who have come to support us. And then slowly starting to allow that light to form a glowing circle in your heart. This radiant, glowing circle that is always with you. And taking a few moments to thank all of the beings who have come to see you, care for you, support you, offering gratitude and thanks to them, inviting them to return with ease from where they came, and starting to bring your attention back to the seat, this first homecoming, this first connection, this first holding, feeling again the weight of your body, connecting to your breathing, taking a few deep breaths here. Starting to move, bring some movement in, feeling the connection of your feet to the ground or whatever part of you is touching the ground. A little shimmy, a little stretch. Before we close, we offer the merits of this practice to all beings, past, present, and future, inside and outside, above and below, that all beings may be free without exception. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, friends. Taking a few moments just to notice the space you're in. And for anyone who wants to share or anyone who needs to leave, all of those things are available. So if there's anything you'd like to share, that's open. And if you also need to leave, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, I want to express my gratitude, Denise. So much new things actually happened for me this time around. And I'll just say one of those things that I particularly feel so big in me, which is this idea that community can be something that I had a momentary experience of. It doesn't have to be something that's long term. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to say it was such a beautiful practice and such a deepening of each of the homecomings. And the way you shared it, there was such a broadening, kind of what you're saying, Saraswati, about, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name, about that momentary glimpse. But I kind of found that with each of the homecomings, that pieces came to me that I hadn't really experienced before. So there was, yeah, a broadening and a deepening. And then I've been thinking so much about consent lately. So I really love the way that you started with the consent, just the consent to be here and to open into the practice. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. Yeah, Lama Rod teaches that all the time, and that was a really game changer in my practice, that like the love is actually always here. Like a million times, 1,000,000% always here. And I think for me, I have to train myself to say yes and to acknowledge and practice receiving it. Yeah. Anyone else? No one needs to share too. Maybe Saraswati, you can answer that. How does it one access the recordings?
Yeah, the recordings are on Zoom, and they can be downloaded and uploaded into YouTube. And I'll put the document if I can find it in the chat next time around, but I will try and find Denise your recording and see if I can put it up.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And I'll
What?
send the document of how to access it to the mailing list. Yeah.
Great. Thank you all so much for coming. Yeah.
Thank you,
We'll see
Denise.
you next week.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you,
Thank
Denise.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.